Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming back to Dressing the Diva. If you're new today, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I would really appreciate it. And you could see a lot more videos about living your best life as a creative in all ways: lifestyle, style, self-care, and the performer's life as well. So I've never actually done a haul video before, but recently I bought quite a few bits of skincare for face and body that are all affordable, and so I thought I would just do a quick rundown and tell you how I found everything. These all arrived about a week ago, so I've been using them now for that length of time, and I think that's long enough to kind of get a good idea of how well they work and what's good and what's not. But spoiler alert, I found them all pretty decent. So these were all either ordered online at feelunique.eu. There is a UK version of the site as well, and I think that you can get all the same things on Look Fantastic as well. And there seem to usually be some quite good discount codes for Look Fantastic, so I'll try to find one and link it for you guys below. Or I bought them at Manor, which is a department store in Switzerland, and at the Sephora section. So they should be available in UK and US Sephora as well, although who knows. As we're now into July, we'll start with the most kind of summery product that I bought, which is the Bondi Sands Foam Tan in shade Light Medium. Now this is actually my first time doing self-tan on myself. I have used gradual tanning lotions basically every summer up until now, and I have had a few spray tans done in the salon before. But I often find that the professional spray tans, they kind of take me too far away from what's my natural look. And so it becomes like a bit extreme, the difference. And with the gradual tanners, the problem is that it doesn't really last that long, and it looks great at first, and then it gets kind of patchy quite quickly. And then like you can see kind of differences in shade. But I have to say, I found the Bondi Sands Foam really good for staying just all one consistent shade. I mean, maybe when people watch this video, they'll be like, first of all, you don't look like you have a tan at all. And secondly, maybe it is patchy, I don't know. I have had quite a few mosquito bites, which seems to then leave a sort of white ring around and like push the tan back a bit. Just honestly, does anybody else find that mosquitoes are absolutely obsessed with them? And it's just like, please stop draining me of my blood, okay? Anyway, so I went for the tan in shade Light Medium. I was kind of advised against this by my sister, who prefers the dark shade, because she said that it won't really show any difference. But I do find that, considering I'm so pale in the first place, it's actually the perfect shade for me. It just gives that bit of extra kind of summery glow, and it means that I'm not too sort of like glaring white when I start wearing things that like show limbs. But the difference doesn't take me too far away from what I originally kind of look like. So if it starts fading, then the difference won't be too patchy and drastic. So for really pale girls, I actually think that this is great. And then otherwise, of course, go for dark or extra dark or whatever it's called. And what I do really like as well is that it means I can wear these more kind of like poppy kind of bright colours, whereas I'm totally like a winter naturally in colour settings, and so that's usually more like jewel tones or like kind of extremes. But then this kind of like ice creamy pink, I just adore. And so yeah, this gives me like a perfect sort of colour match for that. With regards to makeup, I don't put this on my face. I just have a foundation that is literally one shade darker than my usual foundation, and I mean, I think that that's kind of a great compromise. So and I think it blends quite well, and I think the match is good. So that's what I would advise. Just get your usual foundation in one shade darker, and that can be your tan foundation. I should say as well, I ordered this on Feelunique because you can't get it in any shops in Switzerland. I've looked. Does anybody know? But I know that in the UK you can buy this almost anywhere. So yeah, on Feelunique there was also a great discount, and I think that I got this for like 12 euros or something. So if it's still that price, snap it up, because I know it's usually a little bit more expensive, but you can get it anywhere, and I think it's just really the best for a good even application, and you wouldn't even necessarily know that I had changed something. So I would recommend for sure, 5 stars. So then to kind of segue on from the tan, what I'm using to keep it on my skin for as long as possible, I got a body lotion. The brand is called We Are Kind-Hearted, the brand with the big heart. I mean, maybe they're just called Kind-Hearted and I'm reading out the whole slogan when there's no need to. But yeah, basically it's like natural ingredients and it's all vegan, so they don't use animal products. So I wanted to try it and it wasn't too expensive either. This I bought in Sephora at Manor, and I think it was like 8 Swiss francs or something like that. So I mean, that's probably like £5. And it's a British company, so yeah, you should be able to get it too. I'll check. Firstly, I found this very moisturizing, but it's not greasy or heavy and it does sink in quite quickly. So actually you can kind of apply it before tan and then it doesn't take too long to sink in and you're not like waiting and waiting to be ready to put the tan on. And then it's also really good for just kind of moisturizing to like keep the tan in place. And the texture is very nice, it's very light. It's coconut and Monoi scented. I hope I'm pronouncing Monoi right. Monoi? It's a French word, I actually think. So yeah, it doesn't smell like coconut. So just to kind of warn you with that. That's why I went for it, because coconut is one of my favorite scents. And that's what I really like with hair care and kind of body lotions and shower gels and stuff like that. And so it doesn't really have that scent, but what it does have is a really nice kind of subtle, I guess almost like, it's not masculine, but it's sort of like a masculine floral, I want to say, if that makes any sense, if you can imagine such a thing. So I assume that that's the Monoi. It's very nice, and it's not overpowering, it's not over the top. So I also checked what Monoi is, and apparently it's like gardenia leaves soaked in coconut oil, and it's like the scent that makes, and it's like a Tahitian thing. And it's used as like a hair and skin softening treatment, so that makes sense. Yeah, so I would recommend this, and they have other scents as well. They have shea butter, which I think is supposed to be a more kind of deeply nourishing treatment, so that's probably thicker than this one. So yeah, I would recommend this brand, and it's always nice as well to support something that uses natural and vegan ingredients. So now onto the face. Also ordered from Feelunique was this Rosehip oil by the Inkey list. And the Inkey list seems to be one of those brands a bit like The Ordinary, where it's like you can get really affordable products that are basically just one ingredient. And I really like this because it's like we're told, you know, look for things with this ingredient, that ingredient, it's really good for your face, blah, blah, blah. So it's really nice to be able to get something that is like just that ingredient, so you know that it's just going to do the thing that you're told it does, and it's not kind of like a product that does, you know, supposedly does a million things, has a million ingredients, and you can't really see a direct result and you don't really know what to look for. So yeah, I wanted to get a rosehip oil because I've heard that it has like amazing moisturizing properties, and it's really good for anti-aging as well, and that's like something that I just want to prepare for in advance. Wouldn't we all like to be that 50-year-old that could pass for like 29, you know? So yeah, anybody else that wants to be a vampire in the future, I think that this is a really good product. It's also a dry oil, which I think is great for me, especially. My skin definitely tends towards oiliness rather than dryness. It always has. And so it's like you kind of put this on and it doesn't feel like a sort of soaking, oily, gross layer. It goes in pretty quickly. It's really nice. So I wanted to get a rosehip oil for several reasons. I basically did a bit of research about this, and it contains vitamin A and C. Vitamin A is apparently essentially retinol, which is like a sort of essential anti-aging ingredient, and obviously vitamin C we know is like great for brightening. Apparently also there's something in rosehip oil that allows for more like water retention in the skin, so essentially keeping it hydrated. And apparently it blocks out something that comes into the skin and tries to stop collagen production as well. So and basically obviously because collagen is something that we want our skin to keep producing, I think it's a really ideal thing to have in your routine. Personally, I put it on almost at the end, so just before a night cream, and I use it in the evenings. I don't know if it's this alone or if it's like a combination of everything that you're about to see, but I have to say then when I wake up, my face just feels really smooth textured and really bright. And also it's supposed to combat acne as well, which you might not kind of automatically put together with an oil. You wouldn't automatically think that an oil would do that. And as I said, I'm much more oil prone, more acne prone than dryness prone. My skin has kept clear since using this, so I definitely think it's worth it. And I also have to say it's so incredibly cheap and affordable. And it's just a really useful product because you know that you're just getting that ingredient that you've told will do X, Y, and Z for your skin, and there's nothing else kind of getting in the way of it that could stop the product working. It's just that ingredient. So if it doesn't work for you, then you know that X, Y, Z isn't supposed to be part of your routine. And next, a great little discovery that I snapped up at the Sephora in Manor. So Sephora were having an amazing sale, and I think they possibly are everywhere. And I guess that a lot of shops that are starting to reopen will now be having massive sales to try to shift some stuff that they couldn't obviously sell during quarantine. So worth having a look if you're trying to restock on skincare. So basically, this is a collagen serum mask, and it's like a leave-on mask at nighttime. You're not supposed to use it every day. Apparently it's 1 or 2 times per week. I love this product. It was so cheap because it was in the sale. I think it was down to like 10 francs. So it's obviously more than that originally, but it's definitely worth trying. Really nice, like serum-y thick texture. You just put it on your skin. It's a little bit sticky, so just to warn you about that, but it's really, really nice. It smells good as well. So you basically put a thick layer across your face, leave it for 10 minutes, don't touch it, and then rather than washing it off, you actually massage it into your skin, and the texture goes more like a kind of light oil, and it's really, really nice. And I have to say, once again, I don't know if it's down to this or if it's down to everything or if it's down to something else, but in the mornings my skin is then so bright and so smooth. And it just feels like really nourished and hydrated overnight. So yeah, I would do this in the evening and then kind of see the results when you wake up. Now, last but not least, I got this on Feelunique as well, and it is the Vitamin C Night Cream by Facialist. It was on a really good offer. I think it was actually down to like, maybe again, 12 euros. But yeah, it's more expensive normally. So if you can get on there while there's still a sale or find a good discount code, again, I'll look for some and leave them below, then I think it's really worth trying. I was looking for a vitamin C night cream and basically just did that as a search term on Feelunique. And of course they had loads ranging from like super cheap and possibly not that strong to incredibly expensive ones. And so I feel like this was a very good middle ground. The texture, again, is quite nice and thick, so you do feel that you're getting like a good nourishment. I put it on my neck as well. I think that's quite important. And the number one thing about this cream that really makes it stand out is it just smells incredible. Really like orangey, lemony, citrusy. It's just delicious. So they do warn you that it's for external use only. And I can only imagine that they actually have to do that because some people might try to eat it. So I would really recommend. I feel like it's kind of revitalized my skin. I was working pretty hard in June doing a lot of different things, and so it's just really kind of alleviated any tiredness or kind of dullness that I might have started to worry about in my skin. I think that it's a really good idea to look for a night cream with some vitamin C. It's supposed to also combat the effects of the sun that you get from being outside every day. One thing that I would definitely add on top of all of this is that probably the most important thing you can do is use an SPF on your face every single day, even if it's cloudy or rainy or whatever. If you're going outside of the house, put an SPF on your face, even if you're going to be in the car, because you know the sun's rays, they can kind of glare through the windows. And I mean, I'm quite lucky in some ways, always having been so pale. It's something that I've always had to think about because just to avoid getting burnt. So it's like been a part of my routine for years before everybody was acknowledging that it's something that's really necessary. And especially if, like me, you're a runner, and you wouldn't necessarily wear makeup to go for your run, just make sure that you don't forget to put SPF on, even if, you know, you feel that it sort of clogs the pores with all the added sweat and trust me, like, that is better than sun damage. So yes, this isn't a very dramatic haul, or so it's maybe not interesting from that perspective, because I really enjoyed everything that I got. But basically all of these have a huge thumbs up from me. Yeah, I mean, I suppose the only thing that I wasn't like amazed by would be the body lotion. But then again, I mean, most body lotions do like a decent job, and I think that it's just really nice to use a brand that has good values. So thank you so much for joining. Comment below if you like any of these products or if you hate them, if you use anything that I've recommended and what you think of it, if you can't notice the difference in my tan at all. Tell me if you think I do need to use the darker shade. Yeah, tell me what you're using for tan, or if you're lucky and you don't have to use anything at all because you just have a natural gorgeous glow. Like and subscribe, please, I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post something new. And now that June, which was really busy, is over, we'll be back with perhaps some more regular videos with lots of interesting topics to discuss. Thank you so much again, and have a lovely day. Bye!